today. From Lumen Field in Seattle.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And right away they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. That's dumped off to Pollard. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession. Now on fourth down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee. Back deep is Jalen Darden. This is fielded at the 27. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Geno now to throw. Flush to his right. Has it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yard.
Walker hit and the ball is out. It's picked up by the Titans. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 1. They'll run left with Pollard. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smug.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st down, Rudolph. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Pollard will take it up the gut. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. The Smith's throw caught here by Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. Off of play action, here's Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another 1st.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
This 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Walker. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Again, it's Walker. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. It's picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Rudolph looking to throw it. This one caught by Ridley. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Here's Rudolph. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. first kick 47. This one looks good as well. And this will be taken at the 13. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 25 yards that time. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. Smith trying to get him to the line quickly with the clock rolling. Throwing now is Geno. Going right back to Smith and Jigba. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. On the slant, here's Smith and Jigba. And the Seahawks are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Geno. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Smith. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batting down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Noah Fant as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get into the end zone to make it a 5-point game. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Titans offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. That's caught. Nick Westbrook-Akine with it. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Now Rudolph on 1st down. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. A final shot before the break, Rudolph. This pass deep for Okonkwo. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we are at halftime here in down. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. On first down, Smith rolling to his right. Outright to Smith and Jigba. It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to...
And I think the ball's out. And will they call it a touchback? No, it's out at the 1-yard line. They were inches there from blowing a golden scoring opportunity. Second and short now following the fumble. Back to throw, Smith. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And it's so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw, Rudolph. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. From the gun on third down, it's Rudolph. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 13 yards, the tally on the return there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Smith on first down. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield strike.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On second down, it's Walker. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They snap it to Smith, escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. Straight ahead, Walker. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there on 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Eluding the pressure right. He completes this to Walker. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
So he stopped for no gain. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now to the ground, here's Walker. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That tackle by Jeffrey Simmons. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Charbonnet is in. Touchdown, Seattle.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Here we go now as they will again try for 2. They'll try and run it here. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. They'll run for it with Pollard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Back to the air, Rudolph. And that one too wide and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Rudolph. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And the Seahawks are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate.
He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Seattle. 46 yards. Throwing now, Smith. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the Titans are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
This pass complete to Pollard on the out route. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Rudolph. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the 50, it's Rudolph. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 2nd and 10. Now it's Rudolph. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, it's Rudolph. And this is caught. A spectacular. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Rudolph's throw here into the hands of Boyd. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So the victory here for Seattle. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter. But second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league.